Hello and welcome once again to the Inside Track. I'm Brian Byrne, and this week we're talking about the Renault Fluence. Hatchbacks are the type of car for choice in the compact family area right across Europe. And in Ireland it's much the same too, although we do like our saloons. They also like their saloons in Eastern Europe. So when Renault decided that they wouldn't be producing a saloon version of their latest generation Megane, they knew they needed something to fill the gap. So they went to their partner company in Korea, Samsung, and they took a car from their stable, brought it to Europe and made it up a little bit to suit our tastes, and we have the Fluence. Most cars these days are well built, and the Fluence is no exception. It's quite a strong car. It will certainly last the pace in the European context as it does anywhere else. However, there's a couple of things I didn't like about it, and one was it's tinny compared to what we're used to these days for cars that are from European makers. The Fluence certainly has some style. It's a nice overall wedge shape with plenty of curves, some nice streaming of the carriage line up and down, and overall it looks like what it is, a nice and a good lot of metal for the money. The Fluence is a good roomy car, and it's in general terms very comfortable, and for the size of the exterior they actually make a great deal of good use of the interior space. So there's plenty of room for me as a very tall driver, where I can have problems or I can cause problems for people behind me. But in this case, there's actually plenty of room behind me too. And if I had to get behind a 6'2" person in that back seat, I wouldn't have a problem. Where the Fluence really scores in terms of accommodation is the boot space. It's a fine big boot, partly because it's got a high tail to it. And when you open up, there's lots and lots and lots of space inside. Up to 500 litres, in fact, if you don't count the spare wheel. But in Ireland, we like our spare wheels. We don't like the various other alternatives that are in place to take over from the spare wheel. So I'd suspect the 460 litres that you'll get in the Irish context is more than adequate for an awful lot of things. It's a nice deep boot, a good wide boot, and it's actually, access is pretty good. The car has one little trick. You don't have to physically lock it when you're leaving it. As you leave, get out of range of the key fob, it will automatically lock itself. The interior style is a bit of an acquired taste. It's a mix, I guess, of Asian and of European themes. With this low dashboard, it's actually quite good, and it gives you a feeling of airiness inside the car. The finish is pretty okay, and the solidity, if you like, of the dashboard fittings is pretty well up to European standards. Now, in the normal Asian cars, you would get a very hollow sound when you tapped the binnacle like that, but there's a thing about European people, they don't like those hollow sounds. The instrumentation on this particular car is very straightforward. A rev counter to one side, a digital speedometer in the middle with some digital readouts for your fuel and for your engine temperature, and then a little bit of a patch to the right hand side of the main dial. All the instruments are where they should be, and they're not complicated and they're not distracting, and I do rather like them. Digital speedometers are something that you either like or dislike intensely. In most cases I like them. This one is pretty okay. I think I would prefer if it was a bit more colourful than just black on a white background. There's room for a little bit of colour there in front of you, and given the fact that that's what you're going to see for most of the time you're going to be in the car, a little bit of interest would be good. This particular version is the top of the line in the Fluence, and it comes very highly equipped, including with a TomTom navigation system, a built-in version of the TomToms that you're pretty used to seeing in stores like Halfords and places like that as mobile takeaway units. It's operated by a little gadget here, which I found a bit of a pain until I got the hang of it, but I'd much prefer if I could do a touchscreen. The steering wheel, it's a good hold, feels good, feels well, nothing is getting in the way. In this case, it just has the cruise controls, nothing else to be concerned about. As has been the case with Renault for years, the remote controls for the radio system are on stalks to either side of the steering wheel column. There's a range of engines available for the Fluence, the opening one being a 1.6 litre petrol engine, which is the cheapest car, but the category for tax purposes, for road tax purposes, is in D. So the difference between buying that and buying the first diesel option, in 5 years you'd have actually have paid in road tax alone the difference in price. If that's a thing to worry about, well, you can think about it. Ideally, though, if you're buying most French cars, particularly Renault, particularly Peugeot, Citroën, you go for their diesel engines because they're very, very good. And the engine in this case is the top range version of two 1.5 engines. The 86 horsepower is the smaller, and this is 105 horsepower. My feeling is that for the Fluence, you do need the more powerful engine. It's a rather larger car than an 86 horsepower is comfortable with. I suppose I'm a little bit disappointed in one respect with the Fluence, and that's the soundproofing of the engine compartment. It's the engine can be a little bit noisy, can be a bit annoying over a period of time. It's not the quietest, and the sound that it has is, I don't know, it's just, it bothers me sometimes. But I suppose if I owned the car, I'd be used to it. It wouldn't matter, I wouldn't hear it. Okay, so here's the bottom line on the Fluence. This is the diesel version, it's the top of the line, and it's €23,000, but it's very well specified for that. It includes all sorts of stuff like the navigation and various other things like the walk-away, closing the doors, locking the doors and things like that. You can get into the diesel versions from around €20,000, a little bit over, in fact, 20,100. That's the 85 horsepower one. It's a car that I have a strange feeling about. It's actually pretty good. It's good value, and there's plenty of car for the money. It's reliable, it's going to last you. I don't think it has the perceived quality that we've now come to expect from Renaults since the Laguna was changed and now with the current version of the Megane. Just somehow it doesn't seem quite up to the quality of those cars. Perhaps that's because it comes from an Asian branch of the business, perhaps not. But okay, it's a car that is worth buying if money's tight, but you still need something to carry a fairly large or growing family in comfort. Till next week, bye.